Welcome to the show. Let's talk with Urvashi. Today we have a special guest, Patra. By profession, he is computer software engineer in US. He was born in India and he took his journey all the way to the another side of the planet and he moved to another country. He has a beautiful journey, beautiful experiences. He has his another way of looking at life, the beauty of the soul, the journey of within. That's what I have seen within him. He has grown up as a person, as a soul, so beautifully that today he is ready to contribute his life, his experiences with the world. So let's today explore with him his journey. This podcast divided in 3 episodes, episodes 3, 4, 5. So do make sure that you watch all of them. So good afternoon, Sue, and thank you so much for coming to this show. Let's talk with Urvashi, and I'm very excited because Sue is the person who is a very special guest for me today because I have known his journey, that how he has evolved as a person and as a soul. So I really want today to bring out that journey from Sue so that we can learn, we can evolve, and that will be his contribution to the world. So Sue, please let us know today that who is Sue, where is he from, and what was your childhood?
Thank you, Urvashi. And it's my pleasure and honor to be here speaking with you and giving me this space to speak about my journey, to let others know in any way they can get help. Absolutely, it's my honor to share my story, share my journey to others. Yeah, as childhood, I would say that I grew up in India in a small village from the East India, Orissa, where
What is the name of the village?
Rairangpur.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, it's a small town. Probably not many people are from there in US, but I lived there and I grew up there until I was 26 years. I did my schools, college in there. And it's a very small town, so I have seen the exposed to the nature and lived a life of very less privileged. So I've seen life through thick and thin and seen the life of struggle and the growth of myself, my family and friends around.
Okay.
And I recently visited to my hometown this year in February after 15 years.
Oh, wow.
I would say maybe 18 years because I visited before too. It is a long gap. I visited and I've seen, and there is not much of development. I see there is a lot of social, environmental things that need attention. I was very much it shocked me that I'm not able to do anything. That there is so much to do there, so much to do about the society and a lot of social issues. And yeah, it is. I will tell more about that, my childhood growing up, but it was kind of since I visited after 15 years. It was quite an experience for me.
Okay. So I really want to tell us because you were born in India and you moved to US. In which year you moved to US?
I moved here 2004. I was single back then.
Oh, great.
Or uh, February. It was February 28th. I came to US. And That was my first time coming to US by alone, out of the country.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it was surreal because and exciting and nervous because I never been out of anywhere before, and the only place I visited was from Orissa, was
Mhm.
by myself, like to study higher studies.
So then I want you to tell me, you said 26 years you lived there, you studied there, and then you moved to another country, to the US. What made you think about of that decision that you want to move to another country?
No, I was never dreamt about moving to another country or going anywhere. Yeah, it was a story again. I was studying in Pune, my computer engineering. Uh, for 4 years, I studied there.
So you're a computer engineer.
Yes, I'm by profession. Yes, I'm a computer software engineer.
Great.
So, yeah, I never had a passport. I never had a passport when I got my first assignment out of country. It was in Hong Kong. From my company. They wanted to send me there for a project, but I didn't have a passport.
So you
So
went to India, like Odisha to Hong Kong,
no, Orissa to Pune.
to Pune,
And
and Pune to Hong Kong.
no, I never been to Hong Kong.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I never had a passport. I never had a passport. So the company, actually, my employer, they applied for my passport. And by the time I got my passport, the project was taken by somebody else. So I
Oh,
never had a chance.
okay.
And the next project was from US. And luckily, I had the passport back then because I never wanted to go anywhere. So I never had a passport. I was happy. I was happy there, but I never thought of going anywhere. Even though my brother, my elder brother, he was in the US,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew a lot of my friends who were visiting US for projects for their job,
Mm-hmm.
but I never thought of going anywhere. So that is why I never applied for a passport. But that was the coincidence that after I had the passport, my employer got me another job opportunity. Then I had no choice but to come.
So, with this incident of your life, what do you think at this point of life that you did not have passport and you did not have a chance to go to Hong Kong, and now that you end up in US and after this many years, do you think that everything is destined or things have been planned from before? What do you think about life? How does it work?
At that time, I never thought of any of this, uh,
Okay.
that it is destined or it was already pre-planned or I made the decisions. But I always went with the flow at that time. Everything was happening as it was happening. I was just taking those opportunities or anything. I never thought too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now connecting the dots, I think it was meant to be. And the way I look at it, the reason me being here has a deeper meaning behind it. I'm still exploring it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm taking it as I'm moving in my life and going with the flow. Because the way I look at it, I was not a very good student. I never had. Um,
How come you said
never
you're
became
computer?
a scholar. Compared to my siblings, they are very, very competitive compared to me. So I never, when I compare with my friends, even my family, I
Mm-hmm.
have all siblings. I think they are more highly educated than me, and everybody is in India, and I used to be like a very low scoring in every exam. I never scored more than 50%.
What kind of schooling or what kind of your situation was at that time in terms of study and in terms of your relationship with your siblings?
My study, I was not. like I never had any interest doing studies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I was kind of an odd man compared to others. How I see now, looking back my childhood, I have put a lot of thoughts behind growing up that I never was actually interested in doing studies. I was more focused on other things,
What
uh,
were those things? Other.
like playing in nature, just having fun and do something. Like I was introvert too.
Mm-hmm.
Looking, I had not many friends.
Mm-hmm.
I had very few friends, but I was not at all interested in that. I was more into, because I grew up in village, so playing in the river or lakes, ponds, catching fish,
Oh, that's great.
go- going to the nature. Like there were so many. I don't know if you have you ever seen cashew uh, uh, jungle or cashew farming?
I think around Goa, because when I was in India, I
Uh,
have been Goa many times, but I have not seen maybe farms, just a few trees.
uh-huh. But yeah, there were that village, like acres of fields were filled with cashew farming. Yeah, I used to spend time there. Even at our home, we have so much trees. So I
Mhm.
used to just hang out at the tree. I used to just get up and sit on the tree. Those are my uh, time to just relax or be myself. Those are the time. Yeah.
This is so beautiful state. I really want you to tell me your side of understanding that you have been there. You have grown up with the nature from
Yeah.
village, and now you are in a US very urban area. You are a computer engineer. You have seen the other side of the life.
Yeah.
What do you think that the nowadays humanity, what they are missing in that in their life, and what is the issue that whatever they are missing, it's showing up in the life? Do you feel some sort of like any difference?
Yeah, I was missing those. I love nature. I used to, even in the US, after coming here, I started doing a lot of hiking, biking, mountain biking. Back in California when I was there, I lived in California for 8 years, so I had that connection with nature, going for mountain biking for hours, at
Wow.
4 or 5 hours a weekend. We used to do that.
Hmm.
I started connecting again with nature, and I used to do photography too. Um, After that, I moved to Texas, and lost connection with that. And yeah, during that time, we had kids too, so most of the time was just staying with have spending time with family.
Hmm.
Slowly, I lost connection with the nature, but since last year, I started connecting with the nature again. I started doing more.
Okay.
Um, Going out nature, camping out, hiking, biking, fishing,
Hmm.
all activities.
Why it is important for a human to connect with nature?
Yeah, it gave me the perspective of life again. Like I could see the life from the nature's point of view. Yeah,
Mhm.
why people has to do that's a different thing. But what my experience, that's what I'm trying to tell. That when I connected with nature, then I could see life. I could see how I contribute to the nature and nature is contributing to me.
Mhm.
The connection of even the air itself is getting that fresh air, feeling that fresh air, breathing, and how the nature is connected, slowly becoming mindful about it. That gave me that perspective of life, that everything around me is again part of me and I'm part of the nature too.
Wow, that was so deep.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, I'm gonna take you back again to your childhood because I feel like there is so much to explore. Any memories of your mother and a father that is the biggest inspiration for you?
Yes, I spent all these 26 years with my mom, but less with dad because dad used to work in a different state, different city. Uh, yeah, I remember it used to take almost an overnight bus to come to the hometown. Um, so my dad used to work in the city called Bhubaneswar, and at some point, like when I was in school, um, we were staying all together, but after that, my dad got transferred to Bhubaneswar, which was longer, like travel time.
What
So
what job? What job your dad was doing?
my dad was in public relation. He was a deputy director and secretary of public relations. His job, as far as I am aware, his job was to do public messages, like messages from government to the public,
Okay.
uh, like any kind of development support for non-privileged people. Like uh, he built a lot of libraries, so it was
Wow.
his job. Yeah, he was part of that. It is a public relations, so he was like a middleman between government and public. So one of the job that he was doing was to establish libraries in small towns where there is not much education and privilege to get books and all. So yeah, I remember my dad used to bring those truck full of books and keeping those in our house. And I was at that time probably I was studying during my fifth to all the way to 12th. So everybody was staying in the same house. My dad was working in the same city. It was called Baripada. It's
Uh-huh.
closer to my Rairanpur, but at that time, my dad has a government quarter, which is a government provided house.
Oh yeah, in India, yes.
India. That is
Government.
how the government higher officials used to get that.
Yeah.
And that is the time I remember that is the time we like spend more time with dad and mom and everybody else together. Um, and I read a lot of those books. Those were in native language, Oriya, um, and English books too. But I was the naughty one. I used to steal books from his storage, and my dad used to say, "Who took these books out?" and all. And those were the books I remember. I can't find anywhere. Those were very like natural, moral-based storybooks.
What
Still
was
remember
your age?
half of the stories. What is that?
What was your age at that time?
I was in probably fifth, sixth grade.
So since then you developed the habit of reading because I see lots and lots of books behind the background. So
Yeah,
internet.
that is when I developed the reading because I was getting a lot of wisdom from that, uh, even at that age. But slowly, I actually stopped reading books. After that, as I went to college, because I was not a good scholar and I hated studies. I actually hated studying my school books in college, and I lost the touch of reading books until last year.
Okay.
So I haven't read books since I was 10th. I was ninth or 10th. That's the last time I was reading books. After that, I stopped reading.
Mhm. So what are those your patterns, certain patterns from your childhood that you think that still you're carrying them?
Yeah, now I connected back to who I was as a child. What made me happy, made me fulfilled, doing nothing but reading those books and just enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing means I was not studying enough, not getting good marks, of course, because those are like punishment for me. And now I feel like, okay, I'm at a life stage that I have nobody to tell me what to do. So I do what I wanted to do.
So and now if we come back from your childhood to your like college time or university time where you studied, You had to move out from that village, or you had a privilege to study from your village?
Yeah, I couldn't go to any other city to do the higher studies. My brother, sister, elder brother, sister, everybody moved out because they had good marks. And since I was like tell you, like 40-50%, I was not accepted in any other good schools, colleges. So my last option or the choice was local college and schools.
Mm-hmm. So what was your dad's reaction? He was okay. Like, did you have that kind of atmosphere that you get judged?
Uh, no, not much, but my dad actually helped me with English and math. Those are the two subjects that he was good at. And my dad, he started until 10th grade, but he was very good in English. I still have his English dictionary with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he passed away in 2008.
Oh.
Yeah, he was good and good teacher, and he was helping me with my English and math. Every time he would come back from work, he would be like, "Now sit down, let's study English." You would laugh probably. I remember one thing still because everybody make fun of me. I was little, um, and I was started learning English as a subject because I was in local school. So
Okay.
it was native language Oriya school.
Okay.
So English was not the mainstream. So
Yeah.
I was learning. Everybody makes fun of me. I used to read I like the eyes. I used to spell EYE, and I used to say Akhi. Akhi is eyes in Oriya. So I used to read EYE. I say Akhi instead of I.